So, welcome to the post-game wrap-up. The Knicks beating the Chicago Bulls. I got Ronald Miller, Chuck, Ayo Powell, Inton Murphy. We got Isaiah of Cooking with Zay and Coach Colorblock. So, let me just read this off real quick. The Knicks beat the Chicago Bulls 107-103, shooting 48.3% from the field, 50% from three. Led by Julius Randle, who had 27 points, 11 for 20 from the field, 5 for 7 from 3, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, 2 steals. Then Elfrid Payton, 20 points, 9 for 19 from the field, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 0 for 2 from 3, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 block, 1 turnover. RJ Barrett, 17 points, 8 for 16 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3, 1 for 3 from the stripe, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 turnovers, 2 personal fouls. Reggie Bullock, 9 points. 4 for 7 from the field, 1 for 3 from the three-point line, but an important 3 from the corner, 4 rebounds. Then filling in from the bench, Obi Toppin, 5 points, 2 for 4 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. Austin Rivers, 5 points, 1 for 4 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. Nerlens Noel, 4 points, 1 for 2 from the field, 3 rebounds. Mayor Quickly, 8 points, 3 for 7 from the field, 2 for 3 from 3. 1 assist, 1 rebound. For the Bulls, they shot 48.9% from the field, 16.7% from 3. Going off, Zach Lavine, 24 points, 10 for 21 from the field, 0 for 7 from 3, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. Next up, you had actually Denzel Valentine, 13 points, 5 for 10 from the field, 3 for 7 from 3, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Kobe White, 13 points, 4 for 13 from the field, 2 for 8 from 3, 6 assists, 3 rebounds. D. Gafford kind of held him in check, 4 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Patrick Williams, 12 points, 6 for 12 from the field, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. They had 38 rebounds. We had 47 rebounds. Just offensive and defensive. We had 11 offensive rebounds. They had 6. They had 32 defensive. We had 36. Regards to points in the paint, we had 50 points in the paint. They had 62. So that ice pick and roll defense, paint defense. We had 0 fast break points. They had 7. They had 26 bench points. We had 26 bench points. They had 41. We had 17 turnovers. They had 9. Points off of turnover. We had 12. They had 21. So, guys, take it away. Why did we win this game? How did we salvage this at the end of the game? Oh, and suit to SB Sports from Chicago. So he's going to come here and talk about how they won, but obviously he's taking the egg on his face, man. But go ahead, Ronald Miller. Let me start with you, bro.
Yeah. Start of the game was in terms of the offensive efficiency, got us ahead. We did definitely have a situation where things got tight at the end, needlessly. What I was saying at halftime wanted to manifest itself. The defense was concerning. We did get critical stops at certain points in time, but celebrate the win, man. There's still work to be done, but celebrate the win.
Let me go to Ayo Powell.
Yeah. So. To me, it's just the unbalanced, like, yo. Somebody
go ahead.
All right. To me, it's the rosters, like, they're just unbalanced. There's no cohesion between the first unit and the second unit. You can see all the bench players' stats, like you just mentioned them all. You know, they're just not performing as well. You know, so we need to find a way to kind of make them all work together, fix up the rosters. But Tibbs has a problem with sticking with his rosters too much. We won this because we just had just enough of a lead, and we won just by the clock. And these are the type of games where, you know, IQ can learn from. You know, a lot of us believe in him. A lot of us say he's a point guard. Some say he's not. But, you know, he's still young. You know, RJ, he's proven himself. He was a constant tonight. He had like a few issues here and there, but you know, I'm liking how he's growing up right before our eyes, man. It's been a long time since we've seen a Knick that we've drafted that's like being this durable and performing for us every night. So yeah, that's what I got.
Okay, let me get to Isaiah.
Yeah, so to pretty much say what Powell was saying, thank God we had the big lead because we were taking a lot of body shots, especially during the second half of the game. Like I said, if we didn't have that lead, we would definitely have lost. Again, right? Thank God for the clock. Thank God for the big lead. Randle, of course, Randle has been doing this every game, hitting tough shots and doing what he does. Please go vote for an All-Star game. Peyton had a good game, finally. RJ had a good game. I was a little disappointed. I felt like he faded a little bit in the second half, but he's young. He'll learn. He'll pick it up. He'll be all right. And then some of our role players finally hit shots that we really needed. Austin Bullock hit some good timely threes. And we played a little bit of better defense. Again, we still were letting guys open, and then we were kind of still getting a little bit killed in the pick and roll. But, we did adjust a little bit, so those adjustments did save us. So we got the W. So let's try to keep it going.
All right, cool. Let me get to Hinton. I got you SB Sports. I know you over there tweaking out there, man. You I don't know why you so happy to talk about a loss. You say you're gonna come in here and talk about a win, but let me get to Hinton first. I'm gonna come around to you.
I don't have much to say, man. Just thank God we had it. Thank God, because this would have been the worst loss of the season.
You know what Hinton's gonna say. Hinton's gonna say, "Yo, back in like 1995, bro, I said we should." Y'all know Hinton would always go back to some draft and say who we should have taken. But yeah, this would have been an awful loss.
This would have been the worst loss of the season because they beat the brakes off the Bulls in the first half. It was embarrassing.
By 19.
And then just to almost throw it away. Yeah, this we would have all been hurt by this one for real. But
got you.
Thank God.
Well, we got it though.
Yeah, we got it. Win you just take your wins. A win's a win. We won.
All right, let me go to Coach Color Blocks, man. Give me some color on this win.
Man, no universe is Elfrid Payton taking 19 shots a game gonna win you. I know he did okay today. I know he did okay, but
he was effective in the first half. I can't look.
Yeah, but it's not sustainable.
Right.
And this game just points to us needing that third guy. We need a third guy. We need a third guy because we won this game literally based off our big lead and the clock, like everyone's been saying. We even tried to give them the game in the last 5 minutes, and we still found a way to win. I'm waiting for the third guy. I don't know who it is, but we need one. I know who my two guys are in RJ and Randle. I don't know who my third one is. The third by committee does not work. I've been saying that all season. I'm always going to be correct on that. But we need a third guy.
Number one guys, you need a legit.
I will take, but here's the thing about us: we don't even need that all-star just yet. Like that number, that top 10, because we play so good at defense. We can do 3 consistent, solid guys, keep playing our defense, and then we'll probably scrape off some wins and maybe make the playoffs as a late seed versus where we are now, which is looking on the outside in. But if we just need one guy. No, I'm still 100% culture over Kate, but we need a that's not changing. That's not changing at all. Because I'm telling you, we're making a lot of small, small intangible improvements as a team, and we can point to those every game. Some good things that have happened this year that haven't happened in the past few years. But like I said, if we want to hang our head on defense, we're going to need 3 consistent guys, and then whatever the rest of our rotation guys give us, they give us.
Right.
So there you go. It's not Quickly either. Quickly's not the third guy, only because Quickly is a rookie, and rookies fall off the face of the earth at any given moment. That's just the way rookies go. You can't count on a rookie to be your third guy. Not yet. I know who my 2 are, RJ and Randle, and then I need my third guy. I just need it. That's all I got to say.
Gotcha. Let me say a shout out to Julian Blum, man. You got salute to diehard Yankees fan. That's a terrible name. Salute to Junior Honor. Says, big up to you guys for keeping the flame under the Knicks. Why is not Rivers getting minutes over Knox? Or is that a position they're playing? Well, Knox got to fight back. Keys one-on-one. Definitely need shooters. The defense wins games, but in the long run won't last. I can agree to that. Salute to Alton Lee, Andrew Jones, BJ Boogie. Let me see. May 4th, game time. G, salute. And Shoquan, salute, bro. Yeah, he said, it is an awful name. Let me get to my man SB Sports Talk, Talk Sports. Excuse me. Your bum ass Chicago.
Oh my God! Hey, you gotta talk to me nice.
You say you're gonna come in here. And it's I'm just trying to help you out. But all right, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Talk to me nice because every one of y'all just said, thank God. We barely won. Y'all was in here sweating. That's why I say I would leave.
I'm still sweating.
Because I told y'all what was going to happen. But the point is now, after watching that game, we do need to trade for Lonzo Ball because Zach Lavine running point is not going to work. And then, two, we made our run on y'all with Zach on the bench. And then Valentine took a dumb shot. So y'all literally got lucky. And what helped y'all win is we shot 16% from the three. Julius Randle and rebounds. That's what killed us. I'm going to be 100% real. That's what really killed us. But we'll never shoot 16% from the three again. And y'all, for us to play that bad all 3 quarters, and y'all won by 4 points, you sweating under that hat. You don't want to take that hat off. I know you sweating under that hat. Y'all got lucky. A 4-point win. Y'all got to do better.
Bro, because you know one thing, when I look at your team, and we've said it all night, you guys have a legitimate closer, right?
Yeah.
Zach Lavine and Hinton said this last game. When it go, because what I realized that the Knicks couldn't get space off the pick and roll, and the only guy who got it was RJ Barrett, but he missed those 2 mid ranges, right? So that pick and roll was dead. Denzel Valentine, Temple, you guys played way more aggressively on the pick and roll. Because I've been seeing quickly had one where he kind of gave up and tried to reset the defense. And that's when I think is it the one he missed Obi? No, I don't think it's the one he missed Obi. But it's just like that game plan is like we had a very good game plan A, but we didn't have a game plan B. Game plan B was all right, ISO guys, and hope it goes in, and then let's play defense, and hopefully we got to win. So again, Zach Lavine, if he was on the Knicks, man, in those situations, we probably would have blown you out by 30. Obviously, you not having Zach Lavine, but say we had a Zach Lavine type player.
Only thing about Zach though is like he can't close, but his shot selection in the 4v2. Like people in here love it, but I be calling out BS sometimes. I don't play that. Like his shot selection is terrible. It's terrible. But he can make it majority of the time. But it's like the 3 that he shot. Why would that shot? That was a terrible shot. And we got to get way better than that. That's why I say we need a point.
We got a 5. Terrible shot taker. Zach is a terrible shot taker and a terrible shot maker though. So because of his athleticism and his talent. Like he gets away with it.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all got one with Randle though. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all got one. Y'all better keep him. Randle. Y'all got one.
You see, that's what I'm saying right here.
That's true.
Fans of other franchises, they value our players differently than we do. Sometimes it's like the things that we ask for, they don't even want all that. But sorry,
we just need other guys on this team to help fill the voids that actually exist. We need better roster construction. The other thing that I would say too is just like in that 4th quarter, we saw a stark difference between what existed in that 1st quarter, right? I think on a lot of different levels, we got to get to a point where the defense doesn't stagnate. Like watching this team is like watching the Melo Knicks, where we dump the ball in and want one guy to just create something, right? And the guy that we're asking to create something, like Randle is younger than Melo was when we were asking him to do that, and it was clear he was past his prime and trying to create off the one situation. We need more off-ball movement. I think for 2 reasons. One, our bench production stagnates at certain points in time, and once you have a system in place that's not so stagnant when guys are just out on the perimeter. Granted, I know you want certain types of spacing, but once you can get better looks, it just winds up being a whole lot better, man. Like I think we're like at the bottom of the league in off-ball screen sets. I think we get 2.4 possessions per game. Well, off of off-ball screen shooting. We're very, very stagnant, and it kills guys that require a system in order to play in the half court, especially when you choose not to play fast.
Yeah.
We haven't had off-ball movement for the past, I don't know how many years. Whether it's Fizdale, Miller, it's just not, I don't know. And Grant, well, Ellington's shooting 50% right now with the freaking, Pistons, whatever he is.
He shot poorly with us, though.
Even Andy with us, but how many times was he a target? But how much off-ball shooting do we have to really exploit his talents? Not a lot. I remember one set that we ran all the time. I think it might have been blind pick. I might be getting this wrong. It might have been blind pick where he ran. He said he came all the way down, got the pick, and then popped out. So I've seen him run it. I've seen Knox run it, but I might be wrong. Don't quote me. I gotta look it up. But
the other guy you could look at too, Doug McDermott, when we had him for a little bit.
Doug McDermott and that beautiful him and Quinn with that backdoor. That was such a good play, man. But Suta Fubaro, I can't pronounce this. Fubaro. He said NBA TV dissed the Knicks tonight and showed 2 dunk highlights the Bulls did against. Don't worry about them. You got a bunch of people when Quickly was getting hot because Quickly was a hot name. He's like, oh, I like Quickly. He should be a point guard. They don't watch these guys don't watch the Knicks. They watch highlights when we're doing good or something is happening, and then they check up on us. So don't worry about that. Chuck, I didn't get to Chuck, man. Chuck, give me some color tonight because we don't know where this is going. Chuck, give me color as to why we won tonight.
For one, other franchises value our good players. We value our lottery picks only, and we want to trade guys. We want to trade the Randles because they wasn't lottery picks.
Ellington was a good player.
Huh?
Ellington was a good player. Vonleh was a good player.
No, but the good ones.
So which ones?
The good like Randle. We want to trade the good ones because they wasn't lottery picks. Like
I'm
quickly.
Not sure about that,
Oh, definitely. How many times they didn't want him this year? Fans wanted him gone last year and definitely
yes,
last year's production. Like
yes,
there was a lot that he desired based on last year.
Well, hold on, Chuck, is this game much different from this year? Was the game much different from this year?
So we're not hearing people saying trade Randle.
Oh, it's true.
He's
quiet the critic. He's quiet in most of the critics. A lot of people would say like, I want him gone last year and I want him now.
I'm agreeing on this one.
Chuck is a troll. You got to click with that accent, man. Stop in the background. He's about to join us now.
Yeah.
Salute to Joe Madden.
Shout out to Joe. All right.
Chuck, man. He's a troll, son.
Let me get my voice logo in here. I gotta get there so y'all can see it.
But Payton and Randle balled out.
Saved y'all.
Saved us. The defense was terrible for Chicago in the first half. Then they played defense in the second half, and that's when RJ disappeared. Right? So the only ones that kept up their game was Randle and Payton. So thanks for Payton. He saved RJ's tail.
Isaiah, hold up. Isaiah, you're muted. No one can hear you. You're muted. I didn't mute you, bro. And I can't unmute you. I think you unmuted yourself. Maybe your mic is unplugged or something.
My bad, bro. I was talking. I was talking to I was talking to someone. My bad. What's going on?
Hey, I got a question though, man. For him up top with the Knicks head.
Chuck was going.
Yep.
Chuck, I got a question. You had the Cowboys shirt on, the Knicks get a W. Now you wearing your Knicks gear. I'm confused, man. So now you put your Knicks gear on when y'all win?
No,
you had the Cowboys gear on early, man.
Actually,
I'm confused, man.
Chuck actually
I had the hat on.
Welcome to Chuck.
But the Cowboy thing was a sweater. And I started to get hot.
Okay.
But Chuck,
I went into a short sleeve.
Cowboys trash, that sweater's trash, but you got better gear, Chuck. I've seen with better gear, man. Improve your life. But let me ask you about this. Did you guys see changes in the defense tonight? So I'll say one thing: there was a lot more switching than I've seen.
They definitely switched in the first.
By the Knicks, which could be maybe the players, or maybe it's Tom Thibodeau thing. Maybe the players like, hey, look, we can't. We don't have that type of play where we could, double team off the pick and then get back to our guy quick enough. Maybe Tom Thibodeau realizing like, hey, we're getting killed because that's happening. But I did still see an issue on defense where the defender that's on the nearest on the side of where the guy's driving, right? I've seen it where that help defender that's on that perimeter shooter, they feed in way too much. Quickly did it tonight. RJ did tonight. And again, the perimeter, when you look at the numbers, the Bulls shot poorly, but they did have a lot of they had a few open shots. Like if you hit these shots, the game might be different tonight. So give me some idea about the defense.
That's spot on, G-Mo, because here's the thing, right? The difference between this game and the last game for the Bulls, from my perspective, is they didn't actually move the ball to the weak side and get extra passes. We didn't see as much of that, right? And make us have to close out in ways that that we did that first game, they didn't capitalize off of exactly what you said. We do a lot of helping, and the weak side defenders are drawn in, especially when you get a drive. It wasn't a drive and kick with ball movement with 2 or 3 passes. And I think I said it before. Off of pick and roll and off of dribble penetration, after about 2 or 3 passes, I mean, you can say it's for most defenses, but our defense breaks down after that in ways that have looked really, really bad. And that should be in the scouting report when other teams play us. And the Bulls actually executed that first game and less so during this game.
Well, one thing is that I think Lavine, because Lavine got high in the first half, he held onto the ball a little bit too much, right? So you didn't see as much of it. But they did have in the second half, I have some notes. Kobe White had some open looks. Denzel Valentine had some open looks in the corner. They had a few. They had one, I believe, where Gafford faked the shot. Patrick Williams had a few. He just didn't pull the trigger tonight from the corner. But they were a few in the second half. And getting away from Lavine in a sense where it was less ISO Lavine as much as the first half, even though he still had his weight in the second half in some spurts. But there were definitely some kickouts where it's like, and that's why I screamed. I'm like, RJ, quickly, what the hell? Why would you be? And Bullock, that was when I screamed so much. It's like, Bullock, why were you? The play wasn't nowhere near you. If the guy was driving to the basket from that angle, he had so much to get through. That Bullock, you're the last person who should have been helping out. And your guy was stuck in the corner. I think his guy missed. I think it was either Valentine or Kobe. It might have been Valentine. And luckily they missed. It was like, why? It just didn't make sense. So I think it's a staple by Tom Thibodeau to sell out on the paint defense. And it hurts us. Salute to Knicks for life, man. No haters, man. Subscribe to his channel on YouTube. Salute to CC Hill. Let me get to A.O. Powell, man.
Hey, Guillermo, I just want to say something before I go, Guillermo.
Okay.
Again, appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody here in the building. Just want everybody to know me and Guillermo have a show that's going to be on Monday. It's going to be 3BL, and we're going to be talking the Super Bowl, the aftermath of the Super Bowl, and the Giants and Jets draft picks, and who we think we're gonna pick, who do we want in that position, and we will be on at 8:30 on Monday. Everybody, 3BL, 8:30 on Monday. Me and Guillermo talking football, talking the Super Bowl, Giants and Jets.
All y'all bum ass teams.
And we won't talk about. We're not gonna talk about the Chargers. They're just bums. And
hey, drop your link in the private chat. I'm coming on your show. Drop your link.
Yeah. I got you.
I'm just a troll.
I got you. But we'll talk about Justin Herbert, pickled face, and we'll talk about
He's actually better than DJ.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. He is better than DJ. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Way better than DJ.
All right. But we're gonna talk about these guys on Monday.
Isaiah, post a link to your YouTube chat in the.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna post it on there. Again, appreciate everybody, man. Go Knicks. Bulls suck. Yankees suck. Chargers suck. We love you though, bro. And everybody have a good night, man.
All right, man.
Take it easy.
Peace up.
The Jets are going to take Trevor. Oh no, wait! They blew the first over.
Nah, they're trading. They're going to trade for Watson.
Are you trying to talk trash, Joe? Are you trying to talk some spit, Joe?
The Jets are the one team that have
Joe. What place are you guys in again?
Don't matter.
All right, let's get it.
We're not.
All right.
Yo, you guys are the best team in your city. Who's ahead of you?
Doesn't matter.
Who's ahead of you?
We're tied.
Who's ahead of you?
We're tied.
Man City, baby. Man City, the best team in Manchester.
You're a Man City fan now, bro? F out of here, Chelsea. What's up with Chelsea? We get Chelsea. Anyway, let's get back to this next game, man. So, A.O. Powell, I don't think we finished with you, man. Did you answer the question? I apologize, man.
What was the question again?
I asked a question about the defense. What were the changes that you saw in the defense tonight? First half, second
I don't know. I don't think we have the right personnel for what they're trying to do. You know, there's a lot of weaknesses. Like today, I just saw a lot of Mitch's picks that would kill us in crunch time. Fortunately, the refs didn't see it. Like he set a screen and he put his elbow out because he couldn't reach the guy because the guy was already off, but he put his elbow out. If the ref saw that, that would have been a turnover, and then we would have been.
Mitch sets really awful screens.
Yeah, and his positioning, and that's the one thing I'll give Obi is for some reason Obi just finds his way around the ball, not in the same level as a Rodman or anything, but he can telegraph the way the ball's bouncing. He'll already be under the paint. He may not get it sometimes, but I like that he has that mental capacity to already do that because that's not something that's easy to coach. Like we can see that with Mitch. And Mitch, my only point is with Mitch because I feel like I don't know. I don't think he's going to be worth 18 mil or anything like that, but he has a lot of things he needs to work on. First of all, before he starts to shoot jumpers, get your catches up. Start practicing. Echo. But yeah. I just lost my train of thought there. But yeah, I mean,
get your catches up.
Instead of shooting jump shots, that's what your last thought was.
Nah, don't start shooting jump shots. Practice like catching first, because like, he can't grab a ball. You know, they want to run plays for him, but like if he can't catch it, he's just gonna drop it. And for some, when people key in, he had like that one good rebound near the end of the game where he really like clutched it and he gripped it. But you know, I'm expecting a lot more. Growing pains. I just don't believe that this current roster right now is the right personnel to do the things that they're trying to expect. It's not going to be sustainable for sure. So the question for me is, yeah, we won, but is it? I mean, I feel good that we won, but is this a game for people who want to drop down in the lottery further? Is this something that they're looking? You know, we should have just lost this. Is it worth it? You know, I don't know. But yeah.
Fair enough. Let me get to Joe Madden. How did you feel about the defense tonight? So I think you're astute observer of the game. You had to have seen some changes in the defense versus.
Yeah, they played defense tonight. That's the change. They didn't play defense the last game, and it was just this is a bad win. This is worse than that Cleveland win that we just about got. Like I don't feel good after this win.
That Cleveland
No, the one before that where we won by 3 points against Cleveland. We played a bad game and Cleveland threw us, gave the game to us. The first game we played Cleveland.
That's been okay. Got it. Right.
Yeah, so this feels worse than that. This was not a good win. We were up by we were up by 19, and then in the fourth quarter they just more or less threw it away. And to me, it looked like they were trying to lose because they're trying to give the ball away. Austin Rivers inbounds in. We gave the Bulls chances to win the game. And like the last game with the Bulls gave us chances to win the game. It was like the other way around this time.
And by the way, if you don't know Joe, Mr. SB Talk Sports is a unfortunate Chicago Bulls fan. So he's here to basically talk about why they sucked and why they're gonna keep Chicago bum ass Bulls. Oh, yo, Coach Colorblock, salute, bro, salute.
I mean, you a Knicks fan, so that's like you like out here. You just like right out of here, man.
I can't talk trash, man. I would be such a good trash talker for like a winning team, but
to be honest, right now, I would rather be a Bulls fan because they have more young.
Tell them, yeah.
Whoa, Joe.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yo,
honest man on the panel. Honest man.
They have better young talent than us. Like what young talent? Like
Joe, please hear me out. Your nemesis Chuck is right there. He will use that against you.
No, you not. Don't listen to this. Be honest. Be honest. Don't listen to that. Keep going. Keep going. I'm liking when I'm here.
Hold on a second. SB, you know this better than anybody else. What's your cap situation look like?
Who our cap situation? Yeah. We got $40 million in cap next year. We good.
Okay. No, I'm not. I didn't mean that to be facetious. I was just asking a question.
Oh, we good. We good. What about y'all cap space?
And then I'm also drafting
54, baby. 54.
Also drafting.
Most, right?
Now look, hold on, wait, time out. How many free agents have y'all signed? Y'all didn't have a cap space for years. Y'all might need to just make a trade and spend that money.
Listen,
17 right now.
You might need to spend some money, man.
I mean, it's a good jab.
Y'all, I'm gonna tell you what the Knicks is. The Knicks is like a Lamborghini with a Buick Regal engine. That's what they is. They just the name look good. It's just the name just look good. That's it.
Here's the thing about that whole take, right? The thing that you got to take into consideration is that the coach that you once had, right?
Yes.
You know that he's gonna bring players in, and they're gonna be ready to play every single game. They're gonna have a chance to compete.
Yeah.
Right. The problem that we've had prior to this point has been we haven't been a functional organization and being able to get those type of things to rock. Yeah. So at the end of the day, when it's time to talk to free agents, the look is going to be very different than it was before. And does it guarantee that we get anybody? No. But we have a lot of cap flexibility. There's that Kristaps Porzingis trade is looking better and better by the day.
Oh,
And we got stupid money draft picks, and we got plenty of draft picks.
I mean, y'all have money every year, though. Y'all have money all the time. Y'all
Not at all.
No,
Not
but
at
the
all.
difference,
Tell me the last big free agent y'all signed.
the difference is that we're competitive,
Randle.
right? We're trending in the
When?
right direction.
You competitive for the lottery.
years
That's
ago.
what you meant to say. Competitive
Oh no,
for the lottery.
sir, listen. And in the landscape that we're dealing with now, a 9th and a 10th seed put you in a quote unquote contention for the playoffs.
I'm gonna tell you.
Right?
I'm gonna tell you two things.
So-
No, I'm waiting you go. I'm waiting to go. Go ahead. You go.
Yeah. So I mean, like I think the narrative is a little bit different, right? And considering the fact that in addition to that we have a front office, mind you, that still has $18 million of cap space that we have not used.
Okay.
You can't say that for most teams. What team goes into the season not using about $20 million in cap
Yo,
space?
got
when
three
was the last time you guys made the playoffs, and who was your head coach?
You know, hey, did you know?
Where
Hey,
is
did
he
you
at
watch?
now?
Hold on, wait. I got three things for you up top, and I'm gonna tell you. Hey, did you watch the game? Did you actually watch the game?
You talking about me?
No, the dude next to me. What is his name?
yeah.
Joe. Man, did you watch the game, Joe?
Yeah,
At the end of the game, it said y'all only beat us 5 times in 13 years. So on to the next one. Now, I got three things for you. Nobody likes your owner. Nobody likes y'all owner. So y'all not going to sign nobody. Nobody likes y'all owner at all.
You
that's
have the
gonna be
cheapest
bad,
owner.
man.
Your
Nobody
owner is
can
the
name
cheapest
your
owner in the
owner.
league.
cheapest
Oh,
owner. And y'all got the biggest
That
name.
don't
People, I ain't gonna
mean
lie, I
nothing.
get y'all this. Everybody would love to go play for the Knicks, but nobody likes y'all owner. The day y'all owner sell the team, y'all will probably get 2 or 3 free agents.
Know what players really like? Money.
Money.
And we have it. And so at the end of the day, given the way that we're operating, we may have to overpay somebody. But what
yeah,
happened?
Y'all overpay Julius Randle. That's what y'all
No,
gonna
we
overpay.
didn't overpay Julius
How
Randle.
do we
though.
overpay?
Julius Randle
$19
has paid
million.
$18 million is playing on an all-star level. He's a discount, a deep discount.
I mean, when his contract up?
Year after next.
Okay. But then another thing too, Liz, what you gotta look at. Just because you got tears, man, you better thank us because you brought somebody who came over in the Bulls and fixed y'all problem. So
Keep in mind that
He was a Knicks assistant
my
first.
boy,
You know he was with
over
the
there
Knicks
to
first, right?
fix the
You know he
pot.
was with the Knicks first, right?
Yeah, he was an
Us
assistant
first.
coach under Jeff
No,
Van Gundy.
he didn't get recognized till he was a Bulls head coach, so that don't count.
What?
That don't count.
Actually,
Nah,
with the
No,
Celtics.
and then
We're
he
gonna
went
do
over
that
to
first.
the Celtics and helped them win a championship.
People realize, oh wait, this the only real basketball heads know that, but the
But hold
average
on, why
fan
did they hire him? Why
Right.
did they hire him? The
don't
pedigree.
know that. They know him from the Bulls. So
The pedigree and coaching tree that Tom Thibodeau came from. They were like, that's a hot commodity right there. We need
Jeff
that.
Van Gundy's tree is
Van Gundy.
And I'm gonna tell you, Thibodeau not gonna make y'all sign no free agents. Y'all gonna be the Chicago Knicks if it's up to him. Y'all gonna get Derrick Rose. He might get Luol Dean to come out of retirement and get Noah over there. Y'all gonna get all old.
I love it. I love this.
Y'all gonna get all old Bulls players. I'll let y'all gonna
you
be
gotta
the
keep in mind, he's
Chicago Bulls.
not in Minnesota. He's not the GM anymore. So he won't get to make those type of decisions.
You think Thibodeau? Look, this is the best y'all been playing for years. You think if Thibodeau be like, hey man, go get D Rose? You think he ain't gonna go get him?
No.
He has $18 million in cap space. You think they're gonna mismanage this situation?
Yes.
And
It's
give him
the
a
Knicks we
first round
talking
pick
about.
for D
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
We gonna give him a first round pick for D Rose.
No.
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 Okay.
I would. Yeah. Would
We
you?
think he's gonna come in next year as a free agent. We're gonna re-sign D Rose.
No. But that's something that the Knicks will do, though. Let's be
As-
real. That's
as a
something
free
they would
agent?
do.
As
Oh,
a free agent, I can accept that. But like, we're not giving up a ton of assets to get a guy that's
Well,
not
Who
that
y'all?
guy. As much as I like
SB.
The Bulls are only after coming out from being the most dysfunctional organization in years. Look at their whole front office. Look at their ownership.
I mean, you
Like,
cannot
who
say that.
was
We
your
talking
last
about
GM? And what did your last GM do?
he gone. You worry about the past. He gone.
But you
Our past
talk
gone.
about our past,
You
and
see,
it's
look.
right.
See, look.
Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna tell you
we're
like
worried
this.
about our past is gone too.
No. Look, listen. I'm gonna tell you this though. Word is law is fans. It took one All-Star game to tell us to fire. He got out of here. Y'all can't do nothing to do. Y'all problem. He owned the team. Y'all can't do nothing. What have the Knicks done in the past? The Knicks ain't done nothing since Nate Robinson had a jersey on.
Oh,
Melo's only good
he
one
went to
year
the
when he
playoffs
was
with Melo.
Right. Nah, the Melo year.
well, but y'all only had that one good run.
Yeah, but
Let's be real.
He
It
went to
wasn't long.
the Melo.
And so
But
And
it
Melo
wasn't
didn't want to
long.
go to Chicago.
under Thibodeau.
Melo was supposed to go to Chicago, and he didn't want to go to Chicago.
Look how that worked out for him.
Still, y'all had a squad that year. Y'all would have been Gucci.
Yeah.
with Melo.
Hey,
That'd been
And he
a
didn't
raid.
wanna go there.
well, for y'all either.
But look, when the last time you heard somebody coming to the Knicks? Y'all been thinking y'all gonna get Zion. Y'all thought y'all gonna get LeBron.
That was a different situation. That was a draft.
Y'all thought y'all get somebody this. Hold on, wait.
Andrew made a good point. They arguing about which team is worse. We both saw
listen, those are ESPN media takes, right? You don't get to dictate what happens in a draft, right?
That's true.
The fall the way that they fall, right?
Every draft.
The whole LeBron thing, there was a lot of the Bulls wanted LeBron too.
We did.
Right. So I mean, LeBron is his own man, and he chose to go the way he's going. Right. So at the end of the day, some of the same narratives for us, you could probably say about the Bulls. You had a more.
I disagree.
Your recent history has been better. I will give you that 100%.
Yes.
They've only had one run, and that's when they had D Rose.
Look at their GM.
They've been just as bad without D Rose.
This year, they had the 4th overall.
I mean, y'all only had one run with Melo, if you want to call it that. If you want to call it a run, it was like a light jog. I think that's what it was, like a light jog. It was a slight
without D Rose, they're just as bad as we were.
That thing was a light jog.
I mean, injuries killed us. Y'all played killed y'all.
Had more talent.
All right, let me ask a question. You guys are stupid. Let me ask a question back on the game, man. So again, Amir quickly didn't have the greatest of nights tonight. Was very quiet. He had 13 minutes, 9 points, 3 for 7 from the field, 2 for 3 from 3. He hit a nice wing 3, 1 for 2 from the line, only 1 assist, 1 rebound. If you could go back in time and fix his game, and even the rotation that he played with, because I think Tom Thibodeau's looking for him, not say to be this shut down third person, but like a guy that could come in and give you microwave points, and obviously it didn't happen tonight. But if you could change one thing, even you SB Sports, if you seen it from the Bulls perspective, what would you change? How would you utilize IQ tonight to make?
Can I say one thing real quick before you jump in? It's a real quick point. I don't want it to be missed, and it may not be all that significant, but just the IQ's IQ, he missed that last shot on purpose. And I think that's something that's missed. It goes back to showing, yes, yes, Chuck B, don't do that, man. Listen, if you go back and watch the tape at the end of the game and listen to them talking, you could catch them mouthing it. He missed it on purpose. He definitely did.
Because he got stuck in the air, though.
Yeah, he tried to throw it up.
I'm talking about the free throw.
I'm about the free throw.
I'm sorry. I'm talking about when he hit off the backboard. My bad.
Yeah, I thought you saw the one. I thought you saw throw it out the backboard too.
Oh no, that was not intentional.
Oh, okay.
Neither was the free throw. But
that free throw was intentional.
I ain't gonna lie. Legion, from the outside looking in, though, defensively, I'll give y'all credit. What was blowing me watching the game was like we was taking tough shots. Y'all was making us work for every shot. And actually, the Julius Randle on Zach Lavine was working pretty good. I ain't gonna lie, that was a smart move by Tibbs. I thought it was done. I said I know they didn't put Randle on Zach. Zach finna go for 40, but he was really containing him a little bit. You got to give him credit on that end. Y'all was giving us a lot of tough shots, but then in the second half, I think y'all got too complacent with the lead. And then when Zach went on the floor, y'all thought, okay, Zach gone, we gonna make this run. But that's when I told we made our run when Zach was on the bench. And we actually played like a team that got stops. And so
we run where like Elfrid Payton had a few stupid turnovers. It was just sloppy, stupid basketball. And we got our rhythm, and they started to get back. And it's like we panicked and just went into even more stupid ISO plays that just took us out of rhythm.
Your bench outscored our bench in a major fashion. I think it was like 41 to 26. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need to know the playmaker.
Denzel Valentine, and real quick, 'cause I want to go to Chuck about IQ, but Denzel Valentine is he redefining himself as like a 3-point shooter now? I don't know much about Denzel. Oh man,
don't bring him up. Don't bring that man up, bro. He sold the game too, shooting that. First of all, we
almost brought you guys back.
But the turnover in that bad 3 he took cost the game too. I do not like Denzel Valentine. I heard somebody say y'all one play y'all don't want to give up. Like we'll take Randall and Knox for Valentine. We'll give y'all Valentine.
Oh no, we don't Valentine like that. I was just saying.
Contrary to my man Chuck's point,
he got beat by a dude by T-Mobile. He got nah man. I'm good. I'm good on Valentine.
Let me get to Chuck on IQ, man. If you can change IQ's game tonight, to make it more productive on the field, he didn't score a lot, even though he had 2 threes. Obviously, only 1 assist. Just looking at the rotation that he went in with, I believe he played with the Rivers, Burks, Knowles, and is it Obi? Is that rotation he played a little bit too? And then I think I might be wrong. I think he played with Randall one, but I might be wrong.
He played with RJ.
RJ. So just give me some color. If you're going to try to improve his game, taking lessons from tonight, what would you tell him?
Someone please call 911. Well, he had 911. 2 turnovers.
All right, Chuck, you're talking IQ as if you're his coach, not a heckler. So what advice would you give to him to improve his game tonight if you are his coach?
Okay, all right, absolutely. Copy. Pass the ball, please.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I seen what y'all said about Quickly. Though at first I was like, nah, Quickly. Remember I was defending him. Nah, I see what y'all was talking about.
Nah, he becoming a gunning. He comes in just gunning. Like, yo, like, I understand going for yours, but it's like, yo, man, you need to slow down a bit.
When Denzel, it was either Denzel or Temple. I can't remember which one. When they started to play that pick and roll aggressively and got over it quick enough, Quickly just couldn't get, like, he couldn't trap him on the hip. Yeah, there's a few he just gave up and just reset on the perimeter. I'm like, yeah, he's not gonna have that great again. I think he made a 3 after that, but it was just not gonna be his night. And mind you, the Bulls have one of the worst pick and roll defenses in the league. I think they have the worst when it comes to scoring points per possession. So tonight, I thought he quickly would have killed these past 2 games. He didn't tonight. So again, I wish they would use him more off the ball.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense why you couldn't have RJ use a pick and roll, get around, which RJ has been able to do, especially Patrick Williams. He had a few shots on Patrick Williams tonight. I just don't understand why he doesn't do it. But use Quickly as a shooter, man. Use him as an off-ball shooter. Utilize his talents there.
Listen, this kid became SEC Player of the Year on tons of possessions. Playing off ball, just moving.
I think he's afraid when he's with Rivers. I think he's afraid to give up the ball because in case he ain't going to get it back when Rivers is on the floor with him.
Yeah, him and Rivers are not working well together.
As soon as Rivers gets the ball, that's it. Nobody's touching it.
Hold up, guys. All right. Give me 2 seconds. I just want to say salute to Ace of Kings, man. It's his first time being on. Looking like returning to Mac in that car, mad, dark, and like gloomy. I don't know what's going on there, but salute to Ace of Kings, man. He got the Spider-Man, the symbiote, the symbiote.
That's Venom.
I thought that's not the Spider-Man one where he changed. We had like the 6 symbiotes.
Spider-Man one that turns black.
Yeah. Look at A.O. Powell trying to correct me. Come on, man.
See,
I don't want Carnage, Venom, and Spider-Man. Come on, bro. But Ace of Kings, man. Salute. But back to what you guys talking about with IQ, man. Any recommendations to change his game up when he comes to, when he has these games where he can't, get the floater going, at that high level like we see in previous games like the Clippers. What would you advise Quickly to do, and how would you?
4 times he brought the ball up and shot without passing.
Didn't I say that about the last game? He comes in, he does it, he'll take a knucklehead shot, and it's like, you need to slow down, homie. Like, I understand, but at the same time, like, just slow down and let the game come to you. It's not a rush.
Yeah, he's overconfident, man. He's overconfident.
I think it's one of those things where, right, a lot of times when kids come in from college, one of the things that you hear coaches say quite often is just like, you have to learn how to play the game at different speeds. And that's definitely the case with Quickly, right? He wants to run the ball up the court, right? Which is something I can appreciate, and I know a lot of other people do because we just play slow. But also he doesn't always, I think he doesn't always let the play develop. And I think that's something he can potentially that he would benefit from. I think with more seasoning, he'll get to that point. The other thing I would say is, I think there was like 1 game, maybe 2 games ago, where he started to shoot the mid-range shot and look pretty decent doing it. Because at first I was just like, man, maybe a lot of people were saying like, well, his mid-range shot is his floater, but he actually can pull up the ball and shoot in the mid-range. Like, something I would like to see him do as he gets guys on his hip is just look to take that mid-range shot. The guy that I've seen it do it best, I'm not saying that I want him to play. I hate to even bring him up in this instance. But I'm using this as a reference point because we have him. Frank did it pretty decently at the time. That's the last Frank reference I probably like. But like, I think that will definitely have his game take 1 step forward. I think another thing that we could do again is like, I'd love to see it if we could get him inside pick and roll with Obi. I would love to see that and just open up the floor a little bit more. and get everybody else on the weak side, right? And see what he can do in that instance. I think it'll open up some things for us.
You also said it tonight. If they can run it from the side, because Obi runs the side, he runs that baseline, I think, fairly well, right? And they did try it. And if you remember that Cavs game, they ran the pick and roll. That was where quickly hit that three from the wing. So again, they I think they are trying to find ways to experiment. I just want to see Obi running out. And they had it where quickly Obi and Nerlens ran the Spain pick and roll in the Warriors game, but they ran it the wrong way where it should have been Obi as a shooter who sets a secondary pick and then Noel as a guy who sets the initial pick. But for them to run that and for quickly, at least for them to call it, I mean, they're trying. I just think that in this game they probably got a little, hesitant, tentative. It's like, we lose. We can't really do that stuff. And that's the thing about it. I wish we had, granted, I'm not killing it quickly. Obviously, he's a rookie. I wish we had more level-headed point guards who can kind of reset plays. And like you said, coming down the court and shooting those shots, like within the rhythm of the game, understand, all right, the Bulls are coming back, right? It was at that point, they're inflection points, right? When it's 13 points, he's like, if we score here, we make this right here. If we get the foul here, maybe they'd be like, all right, we might be out of the game. F it. Versus one more three, we're back into it, 10 points. All right, a few more shots here and there. They can't, and the Bulls sniffed that. I mean, they smelled that in the water and they attacked us. So,
shot selection. His shot selection has to improve. Like, I feel like in some regards, to Chuck's point, we play him the way that Fizdale played Knox.
Yeah, you're right about that one.
Is that hurt? Hold on, let me ask that, Ron. I ain't saying I agree with you because I think he's using him as like a combo guard off the bench. I think he's trying to develop him that way. But let me ask you this, because we're gonna get into Knox a little bit later. Do you think that's gonna stunt Quickly's growth, where they're using him as a combo guard to come in and score versus facilitate and work on some of the other skills that some of the so-called point guard skills that some of us think that he's lacking?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's smart enough, and I think that they'll make – here's the other thing. I think over time the team will put better talent around him so that way the responsibility that he currently has won't be that responsibility, right? So it'll be largely about roster construction when it's all said and done. But it's clear that – and when I made that comment, I think it's clear that like Thibodeau was like, you know what? I'm going to take the good, the bad, and the ugly that comes with this kid because I just appreciate what he does. Not so much from an X's and O's perspective, because they play the game differently. But I do think it's given a certain amount of grace. I'm sorry, say that again, bro.
It's a vibe. It's an energy.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's like he's given a certain amount of grace, because there's a lot of things he does well. He plays good defense. He can't help the fact that he's undersized, but in spite of that, his wingspan allows him to do some things that makes him productive. I remember 2 games ago, he had like 3 blocks, and then he had like 1 or 2 blocks. And I'm like, he's productive defensively. I think there's something there.
All right, let me get to Joe, man. Do you think that Tom Thibodeau's usage of Quickly is possibly stunting his growth in any way?
Not really. He just needs to facilitate a lot more.
But he's not being asked to do that, though.
It doesn't matter what he's at. If he was a point guard, you automatically go, okay, you come up the floor and you start facilitating.
Thank you.
Creativity. Don't matter what the coach is telling you.
Even if the coach is saying, hey, you're the guy, not to say necessarily shoot as soon as you come down the court, but if he's the guy, hey, we need buckets. I'm not saying he's saying that, but I'm just saying if he's positioned as that,
you can pass the ball and still get the team buckets. Him coming down the court and just hitting 30 foot threes like Steph Curry. The dude can score. We know that. His just shot selection isn't too great. Mm-hmm. He relies too much on that floater. Instead of going, I've seen open lanes to the basket, and he's pulling up, taking the floater when he's in open lane. He's young, so it's going to take time, but he needs to get a better shot selection. He needs to move the ball around a little bit. And when we're talking about playing him off ball, there's times where he's off ball and he's moving, but you need to start setting off ball screens for him and stuff, because that's where he was at his best in college. Was coming off screens.
We don't do that.
The team doesn't do that, huh?
No. I'm agreeing with you. We don't do that.
No, they need to do it, but will they do it? No, just
right.
Can I add something to that?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's what they need to do with Kevin, because that's what he did in his rookie season. They don't do it no more.
That's what they did in college, but
yes, like they need to. Kevin needs to get touches. Like
teams
you
do
have
it
to
in the
keep him
NBA. Look
active.
at Golden State were doing it a lot when Curry off ball and when you Clay and all the teams run off ball screens. We don't.
They're the number one team in that regard.
Ron said, where was it? Where basically maybe not even 2 off ball screens or 2 off ball movements are made a game.
Yeah.
Like we're paying two basic pick and roll, and sometimes there even no pick.
Yeah, straight.
You don't have a guy. That's why to me Mitch is overhyped because he can't say he's a rim runner that don't run the rim run. He basically blocks shots, catches alley-oop. Oops, he can't.
Bad hands.
Bad hands. And people are talking about, we're going to pay him 12, 14 million. No, he's not worth any more than 7 million. Noel at least can set a better screen.
Let me ask SB Sports and Ace of Kings. You can chime in anytime, bro.
No problem, baby.
Go ahead, man. Yeah, on IQ. Let me start on IQ, and then we get to Mitch. On IQ, do you think that the way that Tom Thibodeau is utilizing him as this microwave score off the bench, do you think that might be hurting his so-called development as a point guard, as a possible point guard?
No, because after this year has not been a regular year, so a lot of these rookies didn't get no summer league, no training camp, so he learned everything on the fly. And then one like quickly was known as this elite playmaker. So let's not do that. I'm surprised that Thibodeau is playing as much as he is because you don't really play young guys anyway, no matter how good you are. So to him to see, it must be something good about him if Tibbs playing him that enough. But his shot selection has to be better. And the kind of shots he takes has to be better because you can't be just shooting them floaty jump shots in mid-court. And I was just looking like, on my side, I was like, yeah, keep doing that. But, if I'm looking at it from y'all's side perspective, I was like, yeah, no, that's kind of bad. But it seemed like he forcing shots on the point like he know when he's coming out, so he might want to get his shot or two before he get, subbed out, like he knows he's coming. But you got to, if you have a young player, you got to let him, room to make the mistakes.
And by the way, we like Quickly. No one is killing Quick. No one hates Quickly besides Chuck. I don't understand. And no one's overrating RJ. RJ is not this so-called. He's not a. We literally talk about is there a go-to guy on this team, and RJ was not mentioned as such. So you got to. It's
Randle to me.
Just because we're criticizing somebody's game as we're doing with everybody doesn't mean we hate him. But go ahead, Joe. Now I get to Ace of Kings because he hasn't.
I wanted to add to my man's point too.
Yeah.
Before we move on.
I think not. About,
what?
Yeah, go on ahead.
Real quick, I'm gonna say because we play through Randle when he's off the floor, plays don't develop, and the IQ winds up with the ball in his hands with 2 to 3 seconds in a shot clock, and then that's when things just go south.
I think his teams are going to start catching on to him because soon as that screen is set, he's going for that floater.
Well, that's what Conley did to him.
True. Mm-hmm. That's and go ahead.
He's speaking the truth, man. That's all it is. He was just speaking the truth, man. You got to be honest, man.
Somebody said Joe Max suspended 2.
Blow me.
Whoa. Chill. There's no jokes, Joe.
Well, at least we know you're feeling better.
Yeah.
He's back. Joey Madden.
Back, man. Ace of Kings, man. Go ahead, man. What were your thoughts on IQ, bro?
All right, before I start, I'm going to go ahead and talk about, I told you earlier before the game started, Randle was going to do his thing.
Lord.
I did tell you that. I'm lying.
Oh, Lord. Randle, yes, you did say Randle. 27 points, 20 from the field, 5 for 7 from 3, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, 2 steals. He was a player of the game. Go ahead.
Pretty much. IQ, he's doing his thing, regardless of the fact his floaters look kind of shaky. I'm saying they didn't have summer league, so obviously he has to learn on the fly. So everything that he's doing right now is just a plus. We didn't expect anything. When you don't expect anything and you get everything, that's what's up. So that's how I see it. That's how I view it, personally.
Yeah, good point. I mean, the kid is growing again. If you're talking about making him a point guard, I think there's certain things I would like to see him in certain rotations. Like you said, I want to see him in rotations with Randle. Right, where Randle is the main facilitator, he could play off of Randle. Because again, Randle, when he turns around from that post up, even though tonight he looked very ugly on a few post ups, when he turns around, he's looking for either Bullocks, sometimes Payton, RJ. He's looking for that opposite wing, the opposite corner, and quickly could eat from there. You know what I'm saying? But we got Rob. What the hell? I was just about to introduce Rob. What the hell, Rob? Rob was waiting in the background, and he wants to go at Chuck.
No, you don't.
Robin Chuck. That's like
he's gonna go at me.
That's
Speaking
a
the
rivalry.
truth.
And hold on. No one's killing IQ. We're trying to dissect everybody's game. No one's saying IQ was the one that helped us or brought us close to almost. No one's killing guys. We gotta do this with all the main players tonight, man. Like, you know what I mean? So chill out. No one's killing IQ. I like IQ. I like the kid. I think he could be a really good player for the Knicks, man. But let's get to your boy RJ, man. Weird game about RJ, where again, second game in a row where he went 8 for 16, 50% from the field, 0 for 1 from 3, 1 for 3 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, but 2 turnovers. And you would have thought that after his play in the first half, you thought he would have been a go-to guy in that second half, especially when the league was kind of getting out of hand. And again, the ball was just not in his hands. He did miss a few shots. He missed the 2 mid-range shots, and he missed the one layup. Sorry. He got called foul on one offensive foul, and then he missed the layup, the tight layup. But it seemed overall like it's just like the Knicks they just didn't go to him anymore in crucial parts in the second half until a little bit later, I believe in like near the fourth or in the fourth quarter. Just give me some color on RJ Barrett's game, man. Is he being tasked? Let me ask SB Talk Sports. When you watch RJ Barrett, does he remind you how we use him? Does he remind you of Jimmy Butler? Like how they're using him, not his play style. Not his play style. No. How they're using him. How they
you wilding right now. You wilding.
He didn't like that. Butler's a beast. I'm saying how they're using him as a secondary playmaker. That's it.
No, not close at all. I see what you tried to do there. That's like when you put everything.
Because now we got Rob.
You try to make it, but nah. You try to put him in the category. That's like saying, if I let Trae Young shoot like this amount of threes, don't he kind of look like Steph Curry? Don't he kind of look like Curry?
But what's the difference to you, SB? What's the difference?
He's not Barrett not consistent enough for me. He's not like in the first half.
Jimmy Butler came in. He was a 2 guard. That they had the ball in his hands a lot to initiate plays and then also score, right? Like he was a secondary playmaker. I mean, granted, you guys play a lot of triangle, and this was after Rose went down, obviously. But but the way they're using, not his playing style whatsoever, it's not the same. But how they're using him, is it similar?
I mean, when you put it to that point, maybe. I mean, you dissected it to like one degree, like just because he might bring the ball up the court some other time. Doesn't it like kind of like Jimmy? I mean. Maybe. I ain't gonna lie, I get RJ this. He better than Jimmy was when he first started, though, like Jimmy first year.
I ain't saying none of that.
Oh, he was. He is. He talented-wise, yeah. He better than Jimmy when he first started, with his first couple years. He was.
Yeah, Jimmy is self-made. I respect Jimmy's game.
Yeah, Jimmy's self-made.
Jimmy's definitely self-made. Holy
because he wasn't no secondary playmaker when he first was starting. He was defend, shoot the ball. That's it.
Yep. Yeah, I watched Jimmy in college. I didn't think he would be this. Like, I didn't see this in coming out of Jimmy as a player.
That was Marquette, right?
Yeah,
Marquette. Yeah, him and Jay Crowder played together.
Yeah, and the other guy, what's the last name? Blue or something like that? It was like 3 of them there. Like they were, it was a good squad. It was tough.
Oh no, Ace of Kings, my guy. You got somebody that truly wants to challenge you tonight, man.
Hey, hold on.
My man Pedro Matos coming in here with the Deadpool. Holy crap! Look at
hey, he got a thong on his head. He got some.
That joint looks shaky. That looks shaky.
Even Robbie's confused, like, yo, what the hell is going on? Look at Rob.
Somebody made that.
Yo.
That's boom.
Hey man, you are like Blake, man. He had a mask or something, man.
Let me ask my dude Rob, Mr. Adebisi with the hat, like just on his head, by the way. First of all,
you know what it is.
Can you first give your barbs to Chuck first and foremost, and then give me some color in the game, bro. What was the good? Give me some good and the bad in this game, bro.
Oh, first of all, stay off the floater. Nobody is worthy to talk about a floater that goes in at that percentage rate. So back off the floater. The rest of the league, stop the floater first before we have to back up off the floater. So far, nobody can stop the floater. So shoot the floater and change your game when somebody stops it. Right now, it's like Kareem Skyhook. Nobody's stopping it. So back up off the floater. Now, as far as the game is concerned, we was good for 3.5 quarters. And then we let our foot up off the gas and we let them back in. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? It was business as usual. Out of 4 games, we finished 2-2. We're a 500 team or less. So right now, we right on pace to do what we do. Whatever it is, we'll see at the end of the year. But we right on course. We didn't give up nothing, didn't lose nothing on this little road trip. So, you know, we doing our thing.
Chuck, do you agree with the floater IQ? You've been very quiet, Chuck. You
know I don't interrupt. I think the floater, for one, he never go all the way to the basket, right?
Mhm.
Even when he got the lane, he always pull up for the floater. And it's not a high percentage shot.
Uh-oh.
So
I hear a lot of people say that. Why is that the worst thing in the world? In terms of
no,
like,
I'm not saying it's the worst thing in the world. I know you want to defend him. You've been doing it all night. You've been reaching too.
Why? You want to run him more now?
Nah, Chuck beat his mad because I said that he missed that last free throw on purpose. You saw his whole face scrunch up the moment.
Oh, there was other things you said. You was like,
he actually did miss that on purpose. Ain't no lie. He did.
Right.
You also said they give him the ball with 2 seconds left and he has to shoot.
No. I said his shot selection needs to improve. I did say that, and I've agreed with you on a variety of different occasions.
As you should.
But at the same token,
Chuck is on fire, man.
I will say that, like, because of his inability to, because we don't have an offense that is efficient, he winds up in situations where it's at the end of the 24-second shot clock, right? And there's nothing cooking. That happens a lot on this team. You can't refute that. I will say his shot selection has to be better. He can't be out here 7 seconds into the shot clock chucking up threes when he's closely guarded, right? That's a flaw of his because he's looking to get fouled. I will agree with you on that point. But the other things that I've said are warranted.
Okay. Kareem Skyhook was more than 40%. And it didn't get blocked. Quickly's floater has gotten blocked a few times.
He's going against grown ass men.
Let me ask you this. And shoot to Alton Lee, by the way. Alton, you don't know about no floaters, man. You don't know about that group of floaters. Floater. You don't know about that. I don't have to school you.
Right. Yeah, don't do that.
Don't
right though, man.
Hold up, but quickly, yeah. I agree with you, Chuck. But I think with quickly, so he's averaging 0.5% of his 5% of his total shots are coming from 0 to 3 feet at the rim. He does not take it to the basket. Do you think that's him realizing, look, I'm a smaller guy, I'm 6'3", I don't have that strength, and I have to compensate by throwing up those floaters, which he's been adept at doing, right? And he's averaging, at the basket is 55.6%, but he doesn't take a lot of them. 3 to 10 feet from the basket is 47.8%. And he's not shooting mid-range shots for the most part. He shot one mid-range shot tonight and it missed, but he looked good. He shot a shot tonight. So, but again, those are floaters. So you can basically say that 47.8%, those are all floaters.
You just said 47.
47.8%, 0 to 3 feet from the basket. And all those are they're mostly floaters.
Okay. All right. But
is that good? That's good, bro.
That is good. That's good.
He got nothing to say for that one.
No. Because I'm trying to think of the small guys.
Thank you, Ace.
No, I'm trying to think of the small guys that go all the way to the basket. Curry.
Ain't nobody do no floater like D Rose. D Rose was the only person who like real life legitly mastered that floater. Anybody else, they was like, nah, not the same.
Mark Jackson was the first floater.
I saw recent years.
Recently. What?
But here's my reason why. And I know you try to kill me for this point. I support him taking that shot because guards have first responsibility in terms of transition defense, right? So that shot is not a poor shot in that, like, it sets him up to actually go back and guard. I don't necessarily want, more often than not, like when you're taught to play, if you're coaching and you teach your guards, more often than not, what you tell them to do, especially in fast break situations, stop at the free throw line, right? Because you have first responsibility in terms of getting back on defense. And so I can't kill him for that, especially when he shoots it as efficiently as he did in college. And I didn't even notice that Gmo just mentioned. I would have imagined it was lower. I'd be curious to see exactly how he does outside of the restricted area, right? Because
that's why I said don't talk about the floater.
Yeah, but like
the floater works.
Kill it. I mean, It's good offense that sets you up to play good defense so long as you are making it efficient.
Okay, first of all,
very efficient.
All right, first of all, he's not doing it on fast breaks. He's doing it in the half court.
That's insignificant.
Second of no, because you said he's doing it so he could get back on defense.
No, but here's the thing. But
second of all, he don't play defense, so there's no defense for him to get back.
For number one, I'm gonna break that point down in a second. But the second thing is, fast break baskets can happen for the other team. What are you talking about? That makes absolutely no sense. If you the one that get too deep with penetration, given the fact that they're the first line of defense. When you have a fast break, why would you want your guard consistently?
You're the liar that said he do it in transit to do it in transition.
Damn.
So they can get back on defense. You sat here and lied to yourself. You think I hear it?
What you're saying doesn't make any sense.
You said it.
No, transition basket happens when a team misses a shot, whether it's on a fast break from one team or from offense off a half court set.
You said point guards are taught to pull up at the foul line in transition so they could get back on defense. This is what you lied about.
No, it's a both and.
Don't blame me for remembering your lie.
Not a lie. No, it's a both and. Listen to what I'm telling you. When you do fast break drills, right? 3-on-2, 2-on-1s. The thing that is often taught is that the guy that is making their way down the court has, and it's typically the point guard, has the responsibility of stopping at the free throw line, one for spacing responsibilities, but also to make sure you get back on defense. So that particular shot, whether it's in transition or if it's in half court, makes good sense to set him up to play good defense. Whether or not that shot is taken in the half court or whether or not that shot is taken in transition, if he's in position to get back and play D, what difference does that make?
That point was terrible.
No, it wasn't. It made plenty sense.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Rob. Like
it made plenty sense.
You're my guy. I'm 100%. Tell me why. Why?
No,
why is it a bad take? Why does it not make sense?
Because when you, man.
Chuck, breathe, my
guy. Can't
breathe.
Get it out.
Take a sip of water.
Get it out.
Take a sip of water.
Look at that. He gonna say he don't have the words or something, but it's something floating around in his brain.
Floating like quickly.
Space, Chuck.
You can see. Are you
No, I'm not, because in a half court set, it don't matter if you stop at the foul line and take a floater or not. What you said makes sense in transition. What you said makes sense in transition, because in transition you still have the other team making their way back because you're in transition. But once the defense is already set and everybody's on that end of the court, it don't matter if you go all the way or not.
Quick question: Whose responsibility?
Everybody.
Then everything is everybody's responsibility.
Oh,
and to check the point, since you're talking about listening to these things, I said, why is it the worst thing in the world for him to do that?
I didn't say it was.
Yeah, but that was the point that I made. That was where this started. I said, why is it the worst thing in the world that he doesn't go all the way to the basket?
No, I was just making the point that he don't. I didn't say it was the worst thing.
Yeah. I'm saying we got on this tangent because of that particular point. That's what I'm pointing out.
And it's just him realizing that, look, he's not adept at even because Steph Curry, as small as he was, he's a great weaver, faker to the basket. He so quickly do a little crossover tonight. So I think that they're trying to work on those things. The crossover, he shot a mid-range shot tonight. It looked good. It just missed. So it's gonna be parts of his game is gonna look ugly. But again, if that float is working for him, is working. I just would say to him, get a little bit deeper. I've seen him take floaters behind the foul line, like dog.
As the season goes on, he's gonna get more into his bag.
That's fine.
Be patient, fellas.
I have no
problem. Be patient, fellas. It's more to come.
I think
we're not gonna figure this out right away.
Let me talk to Pedro Matos. Pedro Matos
is terrible.
That space is back. Pedro Matos has not spoken all night. Pedro, give me some color to get. Yeah, that mask keeps making me
I'm
laugh.
taking it all in.
That is homemade.
That has to be underwears. On your,
He spray painted some tiny whiteys, boy.
That
Put it on his head.
Ew.
And I don't even want to know where the black part comes from. If that
No,
has
look up
BDSM or
Sleeve
something.
Stacks. Look up Sleeve Stacks from Land of the Lost.
I actually know that reference.
Sleeve Stacks?
Yeah, look
Sleeve
that up.
The
Sleeve
lizard
Stacks.
guy.
Can I look that up on a work computer? Sleeve Stacks?
Yeah, from Land of the Lost.
I think I know.
Anyways, good to see you. Chat, panel.
Salute.
Please, floater. Is this the topic we're talking about tonight?
I can't even take her seriously, man. Damn, you know. All right. Let me ask you a question.
You know I can't show this burnt face.
Yeah. Oh Lord, man. All right. Pedro. Randle's game. We move on to Randle for everybody. Randle's game. Very superlative game. He did 2 times. He did turn into a bad. He turned baseline when the double team was coming. Actually, one double team was coming, and one was he took a bad fadeaway, which just wasn't good. But again, Randle is he is the offense.
There it is.
Let me ask you a question though. I think everybody agrees about picking up his. I think everybody agrees with picking up his option.
Randle is doing his thing.
Is Randle a keeper past that? I know. I'm throwing the football into 2 years from now. I know Rob's gonna say you just worry about this. I'm just having fun right now because I don't have much to complain about Randle's game. Even defensively, like SB said, they were. And I remembered a few plays where he was on Zach Lavine and he played admirably. You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you, Pedro, are you paying Randle in 2 years?
Ooh.
And how much are you paying him?
Yeah, I think the key is.
Listen, I think one more year.
Let me get to Pedro because Pedro hasn't said anything yet. I'll get to everybody else.
You got another year to make that decision. If he's having the same
I know. No.
I
know Rama's gonna say that. Let's not be logical right now. Let's with this play right now. Are you paying him in 2 years?
If he continues this next year, because you're gonna pick up the option no matter what.
Right, easily.
So if he continues this play, that's a hard one. But if you don't, someone else is going to.
Okay, let me get to.
If you decide you're not going to do it, then you got to trade him next year before the deadline.
I mean, it's hard to trade him. Who would take a point forward who's finally coming into his own this 1 year, who wasn't highly touted to be that type of
because
player?
Somebody is going to give him that bag. Somebody's going to do it.
He deserves it. Can't even lie. He deserves it this year.
Yeah, we gotta pay that. We gotta pay that, man.
I say,
guys, please go to the All-Star voting and vote for him. You can vote one guy
deals
once a day.
where he's not the only guy you're relying on, then you can sign him to that deal because you got the other people you want in place. You can wait to see what you get in the draft. Wait to see what you could do before next year's deadline. Then you can extend them because you can go over.
Yo, that mask.
Because you got his bird rights.
You can't. It's like you can't. I can't look at Pedro because you can't see his mouth moving or nothing. You can keep it. It's hilarious. It's like you look like.
Yeah, that's crazy, yo. Yeah.
Pedro, you can keep it on, bro. It's just hilarious, man. Bro.
All we missing is your Doom mask.
I thought it was superhero.
I gotta chill. We didn't have a game tonight that was doomish.
You gonna copy that?
You said what?
The head tattoo?
You have a head tattoo?
Yeah, you living dangerous, my boy.
We can't see it because you got the light.
Wow. Yeah. I can't see it because the comment. I can't see it.
Yeah, I see it.
Nah, that's gosh, you are. Wow.
You got the gates of hell on your head.
Yo, I got a hairline and all that. It's a face.
Yeah, you got the Elder Scrolls over there, bro. What the hell, man?
Hey, did it hurt?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's either that or be the typical bald person. So I decided let me turn it up.
But you don't have like an egghead, so you would have been fine. Like you didn't have to get. Well, congrats, I guess. But you have a decent bald head.
He said congrats.
I'm just saying. You've seen some people have eggheads. They got alien heads and all that stuff.
To finish up, I'll let you guys rock after this. But you don't deal him this year because you want to see what you got. You want to see if he can continue this year and next year.
Right.
Then before the deadline, then you can make that decision. But I think if you got most of your team in place, especially if you do well in the draft, if you hit in the draft, and then maybe you sign a significant or trade for a significant guy, then you can make that. Then you can make that decision to extend them.
Okay. Anybody else on that?
Yeah. I think the setup is perfect to give him. Let's see. I was just looking it up. Jokic makes about $30 million a year, right? So I'm not saying that he gets Jokic money, right? But Jokic is arguably what Julius Randle's game is patented after for our team at this point, right? Not in terms of numbers, but the way that things set up. The way that things are set up, the thing that we got to take into consideration is, yes, one, you make sure that you take the team option for next season, right? We got to ball out in free agency this year. Whatever it is that we were intending to do, we got to do in free agency this year. And then we have his bird rights. So we can go over the cap to sign him. So that's the way that it has to be played. You do what you got to do in the draft. You do what you got to do in terms of getting whatever free agents, signing trades, whatever you're going to do over the course of the summer. And then you go over the cap to sign Julius Randle the following year.
Yeah, that's the right thing to do.
I think y'all in the situation where we in. Like, we got like this player who's playing good on his team. Because like a lot of the Lakers players who branched out, they all end up playing good when they got their own team. But now we're at a point where should you really pay this dude or trade him? Because is it really like, is you playing good or because you good, or are you playing good because you on a bad team and now you got more opportunities to show your skill set and everything? So that's like y'all in the same pickle. But at least I'll say our player is a little better, so I would try to get another star. I think we can. I would want to trade Zach, like why his value is high. So, but like, because y'all in a situation like us, I feel like if you're not a championship team, ain't nobody untouchable. Anybody can go at this point.
And that's why I want to add something.
Yeah,
we need to see our best players play in the playoffs. Like you don't really know what you have until we make the playoffs. Because in the playoffs, every game is about your game because they make adjustment after adjustment after adjustment after adjustment, and that's where you know who is the man. Yeah. So for me, that is the most like this team has to make the playoffs not if they don't make it this year, we have to make it next year. Like as long as he's here, we have to make the playoffs at least once or twice.
You got to make that decision before.
I don't think that you can put that. I don't think that you can put that pressure. It sounds good, but you can't put that pressure on a man that's only making $18 million about the playoffs. You have to build this team. You sign them. Now, if you signed them to that money, then you expect to make the playoffs with them. But right now, I wouldn't say that. And what the Knicks have on the team as far as help is concerned with him, it's not a lot there. It's not a lot developed help there yet. Not saying that the skill set is not there, but we have a lot of undeveloped skilled players. They're not developed to that level that Randle is.
But you get better when you make better when you make the playoffs. So we have to make the playoffs. Like we just have to.
And then I got a question for you. The way you think Randle playing, and he knows that he's on the Knicks, and you know his value. Like Shaq was complaining about Gobert getting paid all that money. Sometimes your value is higher at certain locations. So you think he's not going to try to add for a max to push that money issue?
Well, I say this to that. I answer that like this. If he pushed the Knicks right now and they get to the 10th seed or they get to the 8th seed, you're going to have to give him what he wants. There is no trade.
Year, but next year.
No, I'm just saying if he push him this year and they get to that 8th, from the 8th to the 10th seed, when that contract is up, because he's already underpaid, you're going to have to give him what market value is because anybody else will at that time. Right. Number one, he'll be an all-star. Number two, he got you to the playoffs. Number three, that opens up the whole bag then.
Yeah. So he's actually doing way better than he did last year.
He's holding it down.
So,
night and day.
Yeah, we'll be in a KP situation almost.
You don't.
No, KP. Hey, look, that KP situation. This is why the Knicks won the KP situation. And I done said this. And I done said this a long time ago, and somebody done stole the article. The Knicks won the KP situation on one move, getting Randle. If you take out who replaced his position at the money that Kristaps is getting right now, we got Randle at a better usage rate and a lesser value. So anything else that comes out of that trade is just gravy because he's really the replacement for Kristaps, not anybody else.
But did you expect that last season though?
Go ahead.
Did you expect that last season? I just want to make sure. Like, did you think? Okay, so we're in agreement that nobody expected this Randle to pull up, right?
No,
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to punch him in the face last year.
And everybody gets to me, oh, you the old. I'm like, dogs, I'm not the only one that didn't like Randle's play last year. Bro.
For sure.
Yeah, so Randle being here. Yeah, and Randle being here is just a circumstance to that. Just like, who knows if imagine if KP stayed here, what kind of trajectory would we be in? I think we would be in worse. Because
no doubt.
The benefit to me, the benefit, and this is the last point I'm gonna make about KP because I'm done with that guy. But like the benefit of that KP trade was like the getting rid of Steve Mills. That was what really came up out of that. Once that happened,
that too. If KP was here, KD and Kyrie would be here.
Yeah.
Listen. I got a couple things to say about Steve Mills. And he's not my favorite GM, but the way that this roster is currently constructed, with a few minor exceptions, is largely based off of what Steve Mills and Scott Perry put together. Like
what Scott Perry put together, because Steve Mills couldn't pull that off by himself.
Well, I mean, I'm saying
Scott Perry to come along.
But he was here when it happened. But he also hired Scott Perry.
I know, but Scott Perry is still the one. That's why Scott Perry is still here and Steve Mills is not. Yeah. Because the good things that the Knicks did, Scott Perry did. Yes, in spite of Mills.
Listen, even a broke clock is right 2 times a day. At the end of the day, whether it's by intelligent decision making or by serendipity, a lot of the moves that have happened because of some of the things that he chose to do.
No, I think
I wouldn't get to you giving him too much. You're giving Steve Mills too much credit because at the end of the day, if Steve Mills was on that level that you're trying to put him on, he wouldn't have went and got Hardaway back. That shows you where his basketball IQ was at.
Either by accident, like I'm saying, I'm not.
Trey still got us IQ too.
But it still happened.
It's a circumstance.
So then you might as well. In that mindset, you might as well give the credit to Dolan.
He had to take a lesser deal to get rid of.
I give him credit too.
Well, you passed credit around too early, bro.
Listen,
you passed the credit around too early.
Yeah, I can't
check your credit score. I gotta look at your credit score, bro.
You can go from making poor decisions to better decisions, and Dolan is no exception to that rule. He's made a bunch of bad decisions, and he's also proceeded to make some better ones.
You know what? You know what this is? This is a restaurant that got caught by the health department. They found roaches, so now they're under new management, and this new management just started cleaning the house. They started replacing the stoves. They started replacing the fans. There's oil stains all over the place. They're starting to fix it up. Some of the roaches are still here, but I cannot. This is a sign of a capable front office that is able to salvage the situation. This is what it is right now. Even as good as they are, they're set back by 2 years because of 2 years worth of mistakes. Instead of like starting from ground zero. Right now, we're good. Like I think we're both in agreement. We're not trying to give Steve Mills the credit. I think that's just what's like
right.
Shit.
Yeah.
Excuse my language. Sorry.
Oh, let me go to Chuck because Chuck didn't like something that Rob said, I believe, with regards to a Randle. And his right. So go ahead, Chuck, because Chuck doesn't like to interrupt, but Chuck is Chuck.
Yeah, I think we could have got Randle without giving up KP. Like I don't put those two things together. So you only saying that because they play the same position?
No, I'm saying that because he left, and that was the replacement. That's why, and that was the replacement. No other reation. I put him in that position, not for them to play together. And then you look at the situation. I'm just looking at it from afar. You take KP's health, you take Randle's play, you match the player. The Knicks has the better player for less money. So therefore, if KP left because he had that attitude that he thought that everything should go his way, and they let him go, for that reason, and everything that came back could have been trash. But what they did get back that summer was Randle, and Randle is the better player.
But you made it
better than Porzingis.
Yes,
he's better than Porzingis.
Yes,
Randle has been here. He's not in the bench giving water to his teammates. He's actually on the floor.
He's been healthy too. And hold up.
I mean, I give you the health part, but talent-wise, no, y'all wild.
You look at his number. Look at his numbers.
The numbers are similar.
Look at his numbers.
If you're that good of a player, Porzingis was probably more highly touted than Randle. I've never heard when KP was healthy, the Mavericks was still complaining about needing another go-to scorer.
They're complaining about it now.
And it's supposed to be KP. Then he got hurt and all that stuff. So again, like KP is this overhyped Euro product, and because he's from the Euros, no racism and that stuff. But we overhype Euro products, like Denny Avdija this year. I'm not saying he's not gonna be a good player, but every year some Euro player gets hyped up and they get overdrafted. I'm not saying that's necessarily the case with KP, but KP is definitely overhyped. You're talking about a guy who faded out every second half because he had anemia, had an Achilles injury, the ACL, meniscus, and then I think he had another injury.
The one that dunked on Giannis.
Yeah.
Oh, just imagine if we'd have just took my draft pick in that year.
Yeah,
We'd be
I
good.
don't think he's
Lord. Well, your draft pick right now is losing by 20.
I'm watching. I'm actually watching right now.
I
So,
mean,
yeah, I know what
but
you're doing.
y'all cried when y'all lost him though at first because y'all was hating on KP and then he was
not all the Knicks fans, bro.
Yo, SB, when KP pulled that, I'm not going to show up to the meeting, and he thought that he was bigger than the organization. I was like, I don't really care about this guy. SB, we weren't, bro. We were not. Pablo Prigioni is responsible for more playoff wins than KP. We did not win with KP, so I'm not beholden to you. And you think it. And if you're a leader on a team, you're supposed to go to your exit meetings. You're supposed to be an example, regardless of the regimes, because for the most part, many players outlast bad regimes. Like. I'm not saying you do it all the time, but you can outlast a bad regime. Phil Jackson, that was a crazy dunk by Zion. Phil Jackson, he was done, and everybody has got the writings on the wall. So all KP had to do is just play the good soldier, play his position, and fall in line. And he thought he was bigger than the organization. Now he's with the Mavericks. The Mavericks regret giving him that deal. What was it 150, 140?
That's another reason why we won that trade.
They had to.
He's caked up.
I got a question for everybody.
Go ahead, pal.
I want to see a consensus. Are y'all saying Randle is the guy for the Knicks right now? The guy.
Right now, yes.
He's the only guy, y'all. He's the only guy, y'all. The only guy. You mean the only?
Sure, because for some of us who was making all those like Spinneroonie jokes last season, this is hard to admit.
Oh, no, we still can do that because he did it last night. He
did it last night. He did it last night.
And hold up, real quick. This is why I was so hard on Randle last year, right? Most veterans in NBA or who produce, they don't, and they're putting up a 19 and 10. They don't change their games. They're like they rest on their laurels. They're like I'm good. I've seen it. Like I always talk about Corey Maggette. This guy would give you the most empty 20 and 10 you've ever seen in your life. Wow. And Andrew Wiggins. Even though you can say he's played slightly better this year, but he was giving you empty 20s and whatever.
Hey, no lie, Zach Lavine too.
You could argue Zach Lavine, but even with Wiggins, I think the expectation of Wiggins, like, he was supposed to be that guy, and he never became that guy. And people just looking at some of the worst defense when he was with the Timberwolves. I think he's actually rated one year the worst on-ball defender in the NBA. I'm thinking of an article from Bleacher Report, and it marked him as that. So with Randle coming and changing his game, and people are like, well. It's like, well, that's I don't say extreme, but that's uncommon for him to change his game this way. And he's still more productive than last year. That just doesn't happen.
Here's the other thing, Gmo. And Randle was trending in that direction even when he was in New Orleans. He came to New York, and then became the guy and was in a very different set of circumstances than he was ever in. Like, growth is a process. You can't skip steps. You got to fail fast and then figure things out. And
then he also had pieces around him that didn't add up.
But he fell for no reason, though, because when he was with the Pelicans, once AD went down, again, go back to my video I did with him, but Tim was having the summer league, the trade deadline. And I was like, yo, I think Randle could be a good player. And who's Mark? Like, oh, who's Mark going crazy. And it is like, but then because I saw what Randle did with the Pelicans, I'm like, yo, he could be a solid point forward. Like I watched him when AD went down, it's just his defense. He was tired. Then he regressed terribly with the Knicks. I'm like, why are you doing this stuff? Like, let the other players make the plays. When you're in a double team, pass out the double team.
But you know what? I think Randle was able to see straight through Fizdale and didn't give him no respect on what he was trying to do. From the organizations that he came through from the Lakers, and then he had Gentry down in and then when he seen Fizdale, and then he seen how Fizdale folded to the media at times, he probably just lost all respect for him about him trying to even teach him the game.
But he's also got teammates to play with. I mean, you can lose respect for the coach if that's what happened. But you got teammates you got to play with.
Thank you.
Yeah, but he putting people in the game that Randle probably feels as though don't even deserve to be on the floor.
That's true, but you know what? Bro? I remember when Jordan, looking back, I really, whatever. But looking back with Jordan, when you hear about the stories with him and Doug Collins, he didn't respect. And not saying he hated Doug Collins, but he's like Doug Collins was a rah guy. He wasn't really an excellent old guy, and he couldn't get him past home with the Pistons. But Jordan never played selfishly.
Yeah, but Jordan never played defense. Jordan never played defense for him either.
Whoa!
Wow!
He didn't start playing defense until Phil. He didn't stop playing defense until Phil. Look, he wasn't on no defensive teams before Phil.
Let me. Chuck, is Chuck
doesn't mean he wasn't.
You're gonna make me look that up.
How does Chuck go away when we need Chuck? When the time we need Chuck to freaking come in and battle your boy? I believe Jordan was it by his second year, third year?
He was a defensive player of the year and an MVP.
Yeah, he's multiple defensive player.
Yeah, but that was with Phil.
9-time all defensive. I don't think he played.
Hey, look at his first one. Look at his first one.
All right.
How about his first season?
I mean,
1987-88. Did they play Phil Jackson?
No.
What would you say?
1987-88. Did they play Phil Jackson?
No.
I don't think so.
No, Phil Jackson came in about 88, right?
So Jordan was the defensive player of the year that year, 87-88.
All right, that's the year Phil came.
No.
87-88.
Phil Jackson came 87-88?
Yeah.
Because he was the assistant. Yeah, I think he was the assistant.
Phil, he didn't start playing defense until Phil started coaching.
But Phil couldn't become the coach.
Phil wasn't a head coach.
That's not true.
Phil didn't become a coach. And didn't Jordan lead the league in blocks one year?
Hold on, wait. You said Mike wasn't playing defense. You wilding.
Yo, he just mad late.
I'm saying in his early years when Mike was scoring all them points, Mike wasn't playing defense. He didn't start getting defensive accolades until after Phil got there.
Bro,
he did
was he not playing defense?
Haters now, like you know.
Was he not
NBA all defensive player of the year, 1988? All defensive team, 1988 to 1993.
Come on, man. Talk to him.
Okay, yeah. Phil was, my point is,
though, right?
My only point is, hey, look, don't get all crazy because somebody mentions Mike's name. I said when Doug Collins was the coach, Mike was not getting those accolades.
I feel bad for your shoe game.
But he had to.
Trust me, I'm good.
He got all those accolades as well. So.
All I'm saying is this, though. Was Jordan really bad defensively, or was the
I didn't say that he was bad. I never said he was bad. I said that he stepped it up.
Saying him not playing defense and saying he's bad.
Hey, look, when he stepped it up is when Phil came. And then they won titles with Phil. He didn't win no titles with Doug. We all know that.
He didn't have
Don't talk about the shoe game, baby.
No, them kind of trash, but yeah.
These are fly, baby.
86 to 87 that year. He had 100.
Know about these right here, baby.
The most
balance, baby. Balance, baby. Don't talk about that shoe game. Don't talk about the
you popped. The first thing was them Annihilators you popped up on the first time, but that second was decent.
Them joints is fly, baby.
Like what, Rob? Come on, Rob. I
said, look, did he have a Guillermo? Yes. The question is, what I'm saying is, he didn't win Defensive Player of the Year until Phil got there.
Don't do that, Rob.
But that doesn't mean he's not playing defense.
Hey, look, they wasn't considered
defense before Phil Jackson came in.
Hey, look. Hey, look, Phil, okay, put it like this here. Phil got him to play it at another level.
No, he just got another all-star, and that's what changed the game. The team wasn't good enough. It was Mike by himself. Stop the cap.
SB Talk Sports is a Bulls fan, so
you capping.
Hey, look.
Come on, Rob.
Wait, who was Mike competing against? Who was the defensive player of the year during the season that he wasn't?
He was competing against the Celtics, Magic. Magic was still good. The bad boys. Stop it, bro.
Hold on, Michael Jordan.
King was in the league too.
Michael Jordan. This is how, Rob, you're so off on this. Michael Jordan in 1986-87 led the league in blocks at 125 and led the league in steals with 200 plus steals.
Come on, man.
Allen Iverson led the lead in steals, and they didn't ever consider him a defensive player.
Steals now again by themselves, they're not the not the greatest indicators of defense. But Rob, leading in blocks and steals.
Okay, look at it like this here. And what year was that?
What's your proof that he don't play deep? What's your factual that he didn't play defense? You said it sounded like your opinion. I didn't hear a fact yet.
From what I witnessed with Mike, Mike was not playing any defense until Phil Jackson got there. And then he started winning Defensive Player of the Year awards. His award game will tell you. His award game will tell you. Look at his award game.
Rob, I got love for you, but you taking an L now. I got you come in correct. I give you all the accolade, all the credit. Bro.
I don't know what you would do.
Hey, look.
I hate his hate for Jordan runs so deep.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
I know Jordan was beating on the Knicks, but man, don't hate the man.
Olajuwon would be Jahlil Okafor in today's NBA.
Oh,
I don't know what
you did say that, Rob. You did say, Chuck. Look at Chuck looking with disgust. You did say that, Rob.
He had to get himself together after that one. He had to look at the mirror after a while like that. I know Mike beat the Knicks. Hey, y'all, I hope all y'all don't hate Mike like that, man. He just going for his team, man.
I hate Mike because he kept us away.
I do, but I'm not gonna deny him. I'm not gonna deny him what he did. I don't like him.
I'm just that much of a Knicks fan. But I bought them for my son though, so
I hate it, Mike. But guys, look, Rob ducked out because I don't know what's that second Pornhub or something. I don't know what he's going to find whatever Michael Jordan. That's just crazy to say he wasn't that. But guys, thank you for joining me on the watch along and the post game, pregame as well, man. Check out my boy SB Talk Sports.
I'm gonna drop my link in the private chat too and on it too.
Please drop it so I can put it in the public chat, man. Hopefully you can come on Monday. Also, we're having a game with the Blazers. If you want to come on, just talk trash.
Yo, one more time, SB. One more time, SB. Let's
go.
Yankees.
Oh, yeah. Hey, look.
Let's go,
Yankees. Hey, Leeds, you got to tell.
What is this palaver? Who's
reading the
Yankees?
Let's go, Yankees. Hey, Legion, you got to tell your boy my slogan. Real takes over fake debates, man. We ain't out here arguing for nothing. We need real takes. Real takes over fake debates, man.
These Midwestern guys, they think because they could say one little rap bar.
I got bars there, man. I got bars.
It's disgusting. No, that's actually a good take, man. But this is SB Sports 12. His YouTube chat. I appreciate it. His YouTube chat. His YouTube channel. Please subscribe to it. I'm be checking him out. Definitely gonna be subscribing to the channel, man. Want to see his dude's a material, man. Very interesting brother, man. Very, very entertaining. He might be taking over Chuck in regards to giving, give and takes Chuck for some reason. I don't know what happened to Chuck. He looks like a pumpkin today with that freaking orange, and his face is orange. Oh, Chuck, you okay, bro?
I don't blame him after watching that game.
Oh, right, because we won. So
we won. No, that was a terrible game. That was a bad game.
It's bad that we won.
Yeah, listen, Chuck is sadness when we get the dub.
I don't know if he's mad. About a scheme, man. Y'all barely won.
Yo, guys, I'll be here on Saturday at 12.
We're just coasting at the end, brother.
Check for K, Ron.
Yeah, on Saturday, 12:30. At 12 o'clock.
He didn't do nothing good in the end of that game, man. Like he blew that, man. The end of that game, man.
Oh, let me close out. But yo, guys, check me out. 12 o'clock. I believe is it 1 to 12:30? I'll send out the invite. Just be around at 12. I'll be doing the pregame. Then we be doing the watch show and the post game for the Blazers game, where obviously Dame Lillard got shook up by IQ's play. So, Sue told you guys, man. Oh, I'll be here tomorrow doing a film breakdown with Sim tomorrow. Check us out for for the video. It should be around 8 p.m. So watch out for that. But until then, guys, man, peace, salute, God bless, man.
Peace, y'all.
You got to join me, man. Peace.